Hey everybody, it's Sadie the Wind Sage, and welcome back to Let's Play A Kiss for the Petals, Maidens of Michael. In the last episode, we kind of learned a little bit and actually met, or in case for us actually re-met the the popular best couples of St. Michael's, which is essentially just the previous couples from old stories. Sorry for that, I'm recording a little late. Anyway, in this episode, well, this is still a Kiss for the Petals game with Rhea and Misa, and so, did I just say Rhea and Misa? Risa and Miya! And thus, Miya skipped class, we have to look for her. And so, yeah, let's get started. Wait, am I proud of that? Who cared if I could recognize Miya better than anyone else? Well, you know, looking at how you asked if you were proud of that and the fact that you blushed, I'm pretty sure you do. Anyway.
一応確認だけでもしないとね。こんな空気の悪い場所にあのミヤがいるわけないよね。戻ろうかな。やっぱりこの辺りだけ物が少ないわ。きっとこの奥に何かあるのね。
I thought I was about to stumble into something terrible. Well, you know what? This isn't Doki Doki, so I'm a little more confident that nothing bad will happen. Jeez. I mean, I like Doki Doki and all, but anyway.
扉がこんなところに？何があるのかしら、ここに。あれ？ここは階段？
Damn, this is a really complicated setup.
これ、一体どこに通じているのかな？
Oh, it's this place! I think, I mean, maybe, I think. Okay, pretty much at the ending of Kiss for Petals, remembering how we met, there was this, like, little, like, could call it, like, hideout place, I guess, maybe, that the two hung out in at the end. So, okay, let me start over. In the epilogue of Kiss for the Petals, remembering how we met, it took place in this just kind of, like, unspecified room, and I'm going to assume it's this place? Like, it's like a little hideout, which, also makes sense for kind of, it also would make sense, because in remembering how we met, Miya said, I think, something about wanting to look for, like, another little hiding spot, or, like another place, like, little place to skip class, and she said she found something, but it doesn't specify past that. So assuming this is the same room as those two other things in Remembering How We Met reference, this would be interesting if that was the place. Though I'm pretty sure it did look a little different, like there was less stuff in here, but I guess Mia's slowly just been moving stuff in and taking stuff out, so yeah. And there she is. So which kind of helps set my, like, proves my suspicions a little bit, but I will have to go back and check that now. Well, I mean after the recording's over.
Miya-san, あなたここで一体何を?
And you know, it would make sense that Miya would pick this as a hiding spot. Like, it's very far, like, no one's going to find you, you know, unless you're Risa. Risa did that just out of sheer curiosity and partly luck. That she just happened to see Miya walk in there.
Yoくここがわかったわね、リサさん。ええ、ずっとあなたを探していたからね、ミヤさん。そんなに会いたかったのね、私に。何言ってるの？どうしたの？少し震えているみたいだけど。もし寒いのなら窓を閉めましょうか？別に寒くなんかないわよ。え？窓？すごくいい見晴らしね、ここ。高いところが好きなのね、リサさんは。違うわよ。ちょっと驚いただけよ。それよりこの部屋って一体何なのよ。離れのアトリエらしいわね。
A detached atelier? I'm going to assume it's atelier because, like, it looks French. The word looks French in nature, French in origin, and the ER does not exist in French, so. It'd take a wild guess and assume that this is an like the words atelier. I mean, it could be like atelier, but it looks too French, so I'm gonna imagine it's atelier.
Atelier? こんなところに？まあ、アトリエというより屋根裏部屋と言った方が近いようだけど。
I guess loft works too. Oddly, no, this makes sense because I have heard the word Atelier mentioned a few times with this series. Mostly in fan fiction. Yes, I read Kiss for the Petals fan fiction. Shut up. I am an absolute nerd for this series, and to be fair, there's not much of it, and it's generally pretty good from the ones I read. I don't like read too much of it, but I've seen a few pretty good ones here and there. But yeah.
"屋根裏部屋」っていう響き、あなた好きそうね。違う。あれは間違いないわ。
There's something snatched away my soul. What did you find, Risa? A set of tiny stuffed bear. Oh. Ah, no, that makes sense. Risa does love her stuffed animals. Not that she would ever admit that to anyone, even if her life depended on it, but she does love her stuffed animals. Like, I remember you see that one thing of her, like, one scene where she's in her room is like, geez, I think there's like, I think I once counted, I think it's like 10 in there. I don't know. I remember I was trying to, like, planning on doing a re-recording of the game, and I just saw that, and I remember she mentioned her love for, like, stuffed animals. Like, Jesus, there's a lot in that room. It's also a rare. It's also a rare set too. Well, at least from the sound of it. Yep, quite rare from the sound. From the sound of it.
ミヤさん、これって。そこのティーカップセット？可愛いでしょ。その隣のクマだけど。
I don't know. Thinking about it, I think this is the most like I guess exposed you could. Okay, maybe not the right word. But I think this has been the most like you know, if Risa was just like kind of like thinking straight, not immediately entranced by those bears, she would not admit to loving them because she's like, I don't know, that's something she's very shy about. So. Especially in front of Miya of all people, where it's like she doesn't seem like she'd want to let her guard down around Miya, at least at this point in their relationship. So like there's supposed to be some very interesting bears that she's essentially lowered her guard, and yeah, I think this is the most you see her guard lowered essentially.
あら、それね。それはそのティーカップセットを買った時もらったのよ。そんな。これ、リサさん欲しいの？別にそういうのには興味ないわ。
And Risa's odd sense of pride wins this round. Well, I mean, I can probably get it though. That was weird. Like, she says it's some strange pride as class representative. Like, I don't know. I to me it seems like more she just, at least at this point, wouldn't want to take wouldn't want to accept something from Miya. So it's odd.
そういうのには興味。あら、別に隠さなくてもいいのに。女の子らしくてとてもいいと思うけど。
And Miya can see right through her. Yeah, no, this is where the pride involving Miya kicks in. I curse this personality, but curse the tsundere-ness. It is most times just a weakness, but a very appealing personality trait, which is why it keeps coming back. Oh, so a lot of this furniture stuff, like, I imagine some of this furniture stuff is hers. And Reese's heart just broke. And of course, Miya was not gonna let that go unnoticed. We're gonna mess with the volume here a little bit. Alright, that's good. I was more messing with it on OBS, just so, I don't know, the bars were looking a bit loud, and yeah. Well, at least my mic bars were. Thank you for being honest with me, Reese. Miya, honestly, just consider that probably a compliment. Reese is incredibly tsundere. Reese is incredibly tsundere at this phase of the story, so her being honest with you is probably not something that happens often, at least in this leg of the story. So polite. No, thank you. It makes sense for me. It makes sense for Miya, though. I could have. Again, Miya just like rarely ever loses her cool. So like, Miya like rarely ever loses her cool. So a lot of this stuff just makes sense for her. I don't know. I am a really big fan of Miya's character, honestly. Like, again, this couple right here, dude, like on like value of the individual characters alone, is second favorite, tied for favorite sort of ranking. Like honestly, like I love the Mai and Reo couple, but I have a feeling this potentially could easily beat it out. Nostalgia's one part of it, sure, but these are also really good characters, and I really like them. Which is why I'm really looking forward to seeing how they interact post-relationship. Like, well, they post-hookup, because we barely got any of that in Remembering How We Met. So, again, I feel that this could easily become my favorite couple. Just depends on how much we see them post-hooking up, and, like, yeah, a lot of stuff like that. Which I imagine it's gonna take a while at this point, so yeah.
そんなに嫌なら私のことなんて放っておけばいいでしょ。ミヤさん、ここから出て行ってくださらない？リサさん。
I think I may have upset her, you think? Oddly, that scene actually reminds me a lot of the, kind of big quote-unquote fight they had right before the, climax and ending to Remembering How We Met. And I remember that's honestly one of my favorite scenes in the game, which leads to my favorite moment of that game. You know, I don't expect any big things happening here. We're still just in the early casual phases of this game, but yeah, I am kind of reminded of that, you know. It's very interesting. It's very interesting when Miya tries to put distance between her and Risa, because then you like, well, in that case you got to see how both characters felt about that sort of thing. Like, I mean, how both characters felt about all that, but yeah. It's all interesting, and I really do like it. But you also even get to see a bit of Risa, like, at least, like, you see that when they try to put distance between each other, there's always some sort of odd vibe, I guess, that's going on that says that neither of them, like, want that distance, but I guess at that moment need it. I guess it's just me. We just barely started with this whole thing, so yeah. You also get, like, self-reflection like this a lot, too. Yeah, I got stuff like this, so yeah. And I find it all really interesting, so yeah. Okay, so what's with the need of the picture here? If my theory about it being distance is right, then, like, seriously, she's the only character in this scene. She's like, so it's not even distance in relationship to freaking anything. It's distance in relationship to the background. Again, I could be completely wrong about the image, but I'm pretty sure, like, in this case, it's just supposed to mean, like, distance, or I guess it could, yeah, I don't even know what else could be at this point, so yeah. I know it has a different I know there's a different reason they have these pictures, but I'll talk about that later. Cause I didn't look it up. I didn't look back at that article like I planned to, like the article where it mentions what the significance of what these little just face images are for, but yeah. Oh, hey, you're, I actually recognize this character because she's, well, Jesus, okay. Alright, okay, one step at a time. First off, I recognize this character. She's from something. Okay, sorry, a spider just showed up right next to me, so I was a bit freaked out. Let me start over. Professional quality, I know, professional quality. Anyway, one step at a time. One, there was a spider next to me, that's why I was so freaked out. Second, I recognize this character. I believe she's actually part of one of the final couple, one of the other couples that I'm actually not too familiar with. I recognize the design. She does look like she's part of the. She does look like she's part of the couple. Not that for the life of me I can remember what her name is at the moment. Like, if I heard the name, I'd be able to point it out. If I heard the name or saw the name, I'd be able to identify if that is indeed who she is. But I'm pretty sure she is from one of the characters. Like, she is one of the characters from one of the couples I'm not too familiar with. That being said, I think the picture now makes sense because it says she's sitting on a bench, and I guess it's like, I guess the pictures they use with the characters just straight up like not standing up. I guess that's what it like not standing up or near a like maybe it's not distance, it's like state of existence or some weird BS like that, or it's some weird crap like that. But it's just not BS because it kind of does make sense. But I guess like maybe she's not like standing or something, so she's not like standing or near the other character whose name I still can't remember for the life of me. So yeah. Anyway, let's figure out first off exactly who she is and what this whole thing's about.
いえ、違うんです。ただちょっと悩んでいて。急に話しかけてごめんなさい。私、ミカ女付属部の教員なの。
Ah, so she's from the annex, or like. Well, first off, she's a teacher, but she's also from the annex, actually. Which I believe is the side school. I think that's where the new generation stuff takes place. But I do know that she is a main series. I do know that she is a main series couple. But yeah. I don't know what the annex is, but yeah, again, I'm pretty sure that's where the the new generation stuff takes place. But yeah, again, I know she's a main series couple, and then like, because for the Petals, new generation is a not spin-off but side series. Yeah, this series is actually pretty huge, all things considered. Anyway.
そうですか。だからこれまで見たことなかったんですね。そうね。ここで会ったのも何かの縁。私でよかったら相談に乗りましょうか。
What is an annex school teacher doing here, though? Maybe it's like a faculty thing like that, like all the faculty members are meeting up in one place. It's just this school, but it's kind of interesting. Anyway, I'm pretty sure you're from a couple, but again, I cannot remember where you're from. It's gonna bother me for a while, I promise. Well, let's hope it doesn't bother me for too long, but anyway.
お願いします。という感じでして。
And I assume Risa stood up at some point because now they're not using the image. Where that image is being used, I'm going to imagine it's just going to get like again, I imagine it's for like where characters are like not standing next to each other, but yeah.
そう。相手がどう思っているのかわからないけれど、その子のことはどうしても放っておけないというのね。はい、それで自分でもどうしたらいいのかわからなくて。だったらあなたの好きなようにすればいいと思うわ。え、でもそれじゃミヤに彼女に迷惑だと思われるだけのような。本当に迷惑なら向こうからきっぱり迷惑ですと言ってくるはずよ。 あなたの話に出てきた彼女の性格ならね。
Yeah, Miya can be really blunt, so that makes sense.
それにあなただってどうしても放っておけないのでしょ、彼女が。どうしてもというか、なんとなくというか、クラス委員としての義務というか。
You know, I think it's very interesting that Mia's actually being very real about her feelings here because, again, she always justified her hanging out with Miya as it's my responsibility as a class representative. At least she did that a lot in remembering how we met. Again, referencing remembering how we met, I know that wasn't written at this point, and I know they don't acknowledge that. And I know they don't acknowledge that story because it technically isn't supposed to exist yet, but I'm still going to reference it, damn it. Because that's the one I'm most familiar with, like I've mentioned back in part 1. Anyway, going back to it, it's very interesting how she's very much at this point like, I don't know what's going on anymore. It could be responsibilities, but I don't know what this is. So yeah.
いろいろな理由があるのね。だったらなおさら放っておけないんじゃないかしら。その通りなんですけれど。わかりました。私、自分の思うようにやってみます。
And she left. And I can't even get a name anymore because she's like, I'm pretty sure I know who that character is, but I don't want to jump the gun just in case I'm wrong. But I am it's gonna bother me for so long now.
一体あの先生、誰だったのかしら。ミカジョの妖精さん。
Was that the St. Michael's fairy?
なんてね。
The fact that she says the, which indicates like the St. Michael's fairy, indicates like first off one entity. It's like this is actually like a set in stone thing. It's like, is that the St. Michael's fairy? It's like no. it's so what the heck? But anyway.
ちょっとルナ、そんなに引っ張らないで。まだお話の途中だったのよ。
We're gonna keep going, but I think I know who this is. I think I can confirm what this is now.
先生は私とだけお話ししてればいいの。それに今日は一緒に帰るって約束してる。
Oh wait, yeah, I recognize these two now. Yeah, okay. Okay, it's all clear. I had a feeling for a while, but just didn't want to jump the gun on the assumption. Yes, okay, this is the new couple. This is another one of the old St. Michael's couple, main series couples. Runa, which is her. I'm pretty sure since the teacher referred to her as Runa, and I'm pretty sure the other person's named Takako. Yeah, Runa and Takako. That sounds about right. So. Yeah, this, I believe, is another one of the many couples. Yeah, no, this makes a lot. I recognize the designs because I actually am a little more familiar with this couple since I think I started one of their stories but never finished. I never got too far into it either. I got cut off really early. I don't know why. I don't know if it was a lack of interest or just, I don't know what it was, but yeah. Oh yeah, no, I remember how I remember this couple. I remember how I remember this couple. Now this is one of the other couples next to Sarah and Kaida that actually has a controversy next to it. Because it is a student teacher relationship, meaning there is an age gap. I don't know. Thing is, that doesn't look like a St. Michael's uniform, so the thing is, that doesn't quite, it looks a little different from the usual St. Michael's uniform, so maybe it's the annex uniforms? I don't know. No. It's complicated. I don't know how big the age gap is. We might figure it out, or I might look it up later to see, because again, that's not the normal high school uniform. That's not the normal high school uniform. Might be the annex uniforms. I can't remember for the life of me, but yeah. So that's how I remember it. There is a bit of a controversy because of an age gap between these characters. But yeah, Runa and Takako is their names. I think I also remember it because it's kind of an ironic thing, but I'll just let the dialogue progress, and I'll talk about more why that's a bit ironic later. But I remember I did find this couple a little interesting when I was looking, when I heard about it for the first time, for two reasons. First one, the whole student-teacher relationship thing, which again it carries a controversy in this, and something else which I'll mention in a bit.
だってルナがなかなか来ないからつい懐かしい校舎を散策に。とにかく帰るわよ先生。早くホットケーキ焼いてもらうんだから。
Oh yeah, no, I remember what the other thing is. Yeah, the other thing is like not only is it like a student it's not only is like a student teacher relationship, but I think what's funny is, like it's funny because there's a bit of a like with all the other couples, there's a bit of a like, again, it's not like dominant and submissive. Those are not the right words for it. There are actual terms for it, but those are the best ones I can think of. It's not dominant. What the? I can't remember. I know someone commented me on that, but it's been a while since but I can't find that. But I couldn't find that couple to save. Not couple. Comment to save my life at the moment. I didn't think we'd run into needing to name the tropes off again, but let's just use dominant and submissive for much lack of better words. And I think it's supposed to be kind of an irony of like again, Runa here is the more like essentially wears the pants in the relationship, I guess you can say. I don't know, dominant and submissive just sound like really just like, I don't know, it really doesn't fit, but that's the best word they could have come up with. Jeez. But yeah, Runa essentially like wears the pants in the relationship, and Takako's very shy, so, which is, I don't know if it's supposed to be like, I don't know if you necessarily call that ironic, but it's interesting because you see like Runa Runa's really giving lip to Takako, and Takako's the older one. So yeah. Anyway, all of that out of the way, I think we're gonna end things off here. You know, pretty good. 38 minutes, pretty good. I've been trying to make the episodes a little shorter in length since the old 45-minute count. The whole 45 minutes thing seemed a bit long, and, well, this is not much shorter. I'm trying to work on making more, finding a fine line with the length of these parts, especially since I heard this particular game is pretty long, especially with all the multiple routes, so I'm a little worried about part size. But, yeah, anyway, I'm gonna end things off here. Next time on A Kiss for the Petals and Maidens of Michael. Miya's melancholy days. Oh dear. Anyway, next time on A Kiss for the Petals, Maidens of Michael, we'll be continuing on with the story. So, see you guys then.